Welcome back to Look News. We welcome to the program now Courtney Burns, the Director of Military History at the New York State Military Museum in Saratoga Springs. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here to talk about a set of programs that are coming up, an educational series, January, February, and March. You've got a whole slate of events happening during those 3 months. It kicks off on January 18th, but you've got something for everyone during this program.
We do, and that's the point of the programming. It's a new series we've developed called Upward, and it's designed to appeal to a wide variety of people on a wide variety of subjects. And one of the things we've tried to do is to connect it directly to New York State's military history and the exhibits that we have, by bringing in experts to talk about specific events or subjects within that range of history.
And a large range of history. I mean, you're covering everything from from the Confederate Navy to something that sounds fun, G.I. Joe Day,
right.
Looking at 50 years of that American icon, but then also the role of colored troops during some of our previous battles. I know there's a lot of things you've got going on. Give me some of the highlights, like some of the things that folks should be checking out.
Well, I think you've hit on a couple of them. The Civil War is always popular, so we have two speakers talking about the Civil War. One is a local underwater archaeologist who'll be talking about the Hunley, which was a Confederate submarine that was recently brought up, and so it's been the subject of a lot of national attention. So that should be very interesting. And then we have speaker Harry Bradshaw Matthews, who is the founder and the director of the United States Colored Troop Institute, and he'll be talking about the role of the colored troops during the Civil War. And there was 4 regiments recruited in New York, so New Yorkers contributed and played a really prominent role in the organization of the colored troops.
Yeah, talk to me about, you've got an impressive list of speakers. It's all, this is their fields of expertise. Mm-hmm. How important that is for this program to really be informing people of this?
Well, that's critical because we wanted it to, we want programs to have an appeal and be relevant, but we also want them to be grounded in good scholarship and good history. And so we've tried to get people who can appeal to the general public, but yet still have solid credentials. So, for instance, we have speakers on the Civil War up to current speakers on the current global war on terror and the role of New York National Guard troops. We have a major who served in Iraq, but he's also a journalist, and so he's written a book about the transformation of the 69th Regiment or the 69th Battalion during the 9/11 attacks up through their deployment in Iraqi freedom.
And that's that March 8th, that's from Ground Zero to Baghdad, is that specific one?
Correct, right.
All these lead up to your annual fundraiser.
Right.
A night at the Bruseum, I guess I'm saying that right?
Yes.
Right? It's a little bit of a play on words there. Your annual fundraiser, so the speaker series wraps up with that. Tell me about this big fundraising event.
Well, this is the 3rd annual event we've done, and it's sponsored with the Lions Group, the local Saratoga organization, and so it's a benefit that we've done with them where we provide the venue for a night of local craft beers and local food, and it sells out quickly. I think we get over 400 people, and so it's worked out really well. It's not as scholarly, I think, as the other things that we're talking about, but it's a lot of fun, and I think it's a good opportunity to visit the museum, especially for people who don't normally come or haven't come.
Yeah, it seems like a great way to kind of mingle around some of the displays that you have in a much more relaxed atmosphere.
Yeah, exactly.
As you said, it's not as scholarly as some of the things you have going on. But if you can make one of these speaking engagements, or the fundraiser for that matter, quite a jewel to have in Saratoga Springs, the New York State Military Museum. Encouraging folks to come and check it out.
Oh, absolutely. And I think we've only been here for 10 years, and so there's still a large segment of the local population that hasn't visited and aren't even aware that we exist. And I think that when people do come, they're really surprised because we try not to be just about guns and battles, but to try to take a more humanistic approach to military history and have more of a personal appeal by individual stories and photos and artifacts that have I think, a broader interest.
And of course, all New York State. it's
Yes.
really focusing
Right.
on the Empire
Yeah,
State.
we have permanent exhibits that range from the colonial era, the American Revolution, up through World War II, and then we're developing exhibits now on Korea and Vietnam, and then in the next few years we'll be working on the more recent wars in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Excellent. Well, we encourage folks to come out and check out the museum. We wish you
Thank
the
you.
best of luck with your series and your fundraiser coming up.
Thank you.
Courtney Burns is the Director of Military History at the New York State Military Museum in Saratoga Springs. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Now, to find out more about the programs at the New York State Military Museum, it's located on Lake Avenue in Saratoga Springs, and see my conversation with Courtney for a second time, head to our website. It's looktvonline.com.